This video will contain spoilers for the books throughout. Thus spoke Saint Alia of the Knife. The Reverend Mother must combine the seductive wiles of a courtesan with the untouchable majesty of a virgin goddess, holding these attributes in tension so long as the powers of her youth endure. For when youth and beauty have gone, she will find that the place between, once occupied by tension, has become a wellspring of cunning and resourcefulness. Their purpose is to use the power and influence they have to guide humanity along a path of stability, and part of this was to find and control the prophesized Kwisatz Haderach, and with his mental powers and worship, they would be able to control large parts of the population across the known universe. They often acted from behind the scenes, using their advice to influence the Emperor and the other houses along a path of their own design. They had agents in and chapter houses on many planets ruled by those houses. In politics, they would mediate in disputes and oversee negotiations. The sisters have maximized the abilities of the human mind and body through prana bindu training. For example, they can control the metabolism in their bodies and make them change so that they make poison they have taken into themselves harmless. The drug's dangerous, she said, but it gives insight. When a truth-sayer is gifted by the drug, she can look many places in her memory, in her body's memory. We look down so many avenues of the past, but only feminine avenues. For example, spice agony is triggered by a narcotic and allows a Reverend Mother to gain access to the mind and memories of all their female ancestors. This is strong enough in some so they can be asked questions and interacted with. They are not just static information in the mind. After the sister can use her body's control to make the narcotics inert, the sister, through the discipline of her mind, will maintain a control as the dominant personality. A Reverend Mother can also pass down the ego and memory of her ancestors to another Reverend Mother at the time of her death. They also have complete control of their bodies through prana bindu, muscles and nerves, so they can alter blood flow, the temperature of the body, heart rate, and the level at which they are conscious. The weirding way is the Sisterhood's hand-to-hand combat martial art. It allows them to attack with high levels of speed and resourcefulness. It lets them strike an opponent at a speed the enemy cannot comprehend. It would look to the enemy as if they had teleported to another place. My mind affects my reality. By altering their own perception, they could bypass the natural laws of physics. The sisters, using the voice, could influence people or a person with a specific sound frequency to control the listener to do as they're ordered, and it is almost impossible to resist. The sisters themselves are trained to resist it. To create the effect, the sister must first analyze the intended target's personality and vocal patterns. Sisters have a perception of truth, to read someone to know if they are telling the truth or holding back, such as in an early scene in Dune, when Jessica Atreides is speaking to Yue and knows through the technique there is more to what he is saying than is said. Jessica also uses this at a meeting between herself and several others to see one of the people at the table is a Harkonnen. She realizes this through a quirk in his speech common to them. Enter no conflict against fanatics unless you can diffuse them. Oppose a religion with another religion only if your proofs, miracles, are irrefutable, or if you can mesh in a way that the fanatics accept you as God-inspired. The Sisterhood have a division dedicated to sowing seeds in primitive cultures of superstition and belief. Over time, these superstitions would become religious beliefs, legends amongst those cultures, so the Sisterhood could use them. These superstitions are collectively known as the Panoplia Prophectictis. The strength of what was seeded would vary with how much control the sisterhood might need to have on a planet. After the faith is open for exploitation, the sister can cast herself in roles such as teacher or protector in fulfillment of people's engineered beliefs and to manipulate them for protection or survival. These Fremen are beautifully prepared to believe in us. Thoughts of Lady Jessica Atreides. This can be seen in action when the Atreides are given control of Arrakis. Paul is referred to as Lisan al-Gaib, a name from the Fremen, those who live on Arrakis' myth. This is because one of the beliefs cultured by the sisterhood is that the coming of a son of a Bene Gesserit, who can see into futures, will lead the Fremen to freedom, so Paul arriving on the planet triggers this belief. Later, when Paul and his mother need refuge with the Fremen, the seeded beliefs allow Paul to take on the Messiah role. This particular myth is used only when the planets are the harshest, to allow the sister in the role to use it for maximum control. Thank you for checking out my video. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for all notifications.